Uh, Good morning, viewers. Welcome to the Duos Universe, and this is Stories of My Life. I'm hoping that you have had a wonderful Sunday. I've had a good one. We went to church, and we are back. And I'm welcoming you to the Stories of My Life. I think I did my first video a few days ago. I never thought that I'll take 2 more days for me to bring you this video, but I was thinking, I knew that one day I'll share the story that I'm about to share today, but I never knew at which platform and how it's going to be. Even this one, I don't know how it will go, but this is just me being me and me trying to share my life, because I've come to realize that over time God has given me so many angels in my life that I'm not sure whether I'll be where I am today without each and every one of them. So I was wondering, which angel should I start sharing my story about? And I told myself, why not just start from the beginning, where it all started, in a little village called Mokarara in Gatanga. So I'm hoping that I'm not going to bore you. I'm hoping that I'm going to take as least time possible. But although she'll never watch this video, part of the reason why I'm sharing this is to just show my appreciation to her and tell the world that she's there. And she needs all the hugs in the world. She needs to be recognized over. So her name is called Naomi Njeri. Naomi Njeri Kimani. And right now, I think she's about 80 something years old. She was my first love. She's an angel. She's also a mother to me, because as the first woman I laid my eyes on. So my story starts back 1989, 1990. And the reason why I say so is that is the one time that I can remember myself, and I can really say that I can say that this is where it all started. So forgive me for that. Sorry. So Naomi Njeri is my grandmother and is the lady that really I can say is the first woman that I ever saw. And 1989, 1990 is when I started knowing myself. I have no recollection of any time before that. That I was around 4 years old. I don't know when you guys started. If you can look back, when can you start knowing that this was my past? So mine is 1989, and that's when I knew her. And she took care of me. She would wake me up. She's my grandma. I would stay with her and my grandpa, Richard. May God rest his soul. And she taught me everything that I knew then. And back in my head, it will never strike me that how is she my mother or not. I don't know how our lives were back then, but such questions will never even, maybe it's because I was contented with where I was. But she would wake me up, make porridge for me. We didn't come from, and I always say this for those who know me, they will know this statement, that I did not come from a humble background. I came from a very poor background. Difference between those two. But she would make anything that she would get her hands on to make sure that I was well satisfied. She would dress me up for me to go to school, nursery school. What was the name of the nursery school? I think Mokarara Nursery School, something of the sort. The other day I visited and I told myself I needed to do something to that nursery, but that's another story. And my story with her lasted around 2 years together, that is living together. And I could say that is the lady who molded me to who I am today. She taught me even how to pray at that young age. She still is a prayer warrior. Whenever I go to visit her, I always make sure that she prays for me before I get back to town, because I believe that she's a woman of God. She taught me even how to serve in church. I remember every day we would go, every Sunday when we would go to church, she would ensure that we carry the drum. Actually, I think at some time she was a treasurer. That's how trusted she was. And she taught me good manners. She taught me how to respect people. She instilled in me why I should honor my elders. Ladies in particular, I have a soft spot for them because of her. And one day, I remember very well, that was 1991, when I had just reported to class 1. One day I came home, and then I met a lady who was with tint like me. And she called me, "Sam, come, I need to tell you something." And she told me that this is your mother, and you need to go, you're going to go with her. You're going to go to Vika with her. And I told her, no, that is not going to happen. Me, I'm going to stay here with you. And for me, it's because she was the mother that I knew. So when somebody comes and tells you that, hey, this is your mother, from today onward, this is your mom, and other than that, she's even going to go with you. And I refused. But she was a disciplinarian, so she had taught me how to be disciplined. And I always listened to her. So after digesting what she had told me, I said, okay, although I don't think I had a choice anyway, but I said okay, and I agreed. And that is the day that I can remember I met this lady called my mom. A slender girl with very long hair, black one like this one of mine. She was very beautiful. She dressed very well actually, and I loved hearing. I loved her from that day. Thank you, Maya, for joining us. Maya has joined us on chat. And from that day onward is when I met my mom. But today is not a story about my mom. Today is a story about the angel that brought me up. And today she's still alive because I know God has granted her long life because of the things that she had done for others, not just me, but even those others who are growing up together with me. So that is the story about Naomi Njeri Kimani, my angel, my first love, the lady who I owe so much. It's unfortunate that I never got a chance to ask my mom how come I grew up with my grandma. But that's a story for another day. That's a story of another angel. I know Naomi will never watch this video because I know either she cannot even understand the English that you're talking about. But let the world know that there is an angel in Mukarara, somewhere in Katanga, in a remote area. I treasure so much, and I take pride in calling my grandma, my mother, my mentor, my role model. She stands out in so many other areas that I don't think many can match. So that is that about Naomi. I'm hoping that my story was not so boring, but I wanted to recognize her and say that I honor her. I thank God for her. I pray that God gives her even long life. She's over 80. And when people talk of that people have been granted 70, I can see the extra that God has given her because of her selflessness and her being her. So God bless you so much. I'm going to tell you about the next angel in my life. I think I'll follow them up the way God has brought them. And the next angel in my life, of course, now you know, because my grandmother introduced her to me, and I spent, I think, around 2 years with her, and then I went on to be with the other angel. So God bless you. Thank you, Maya. You are our first person to join us on our live chat, and God bless you. I hope for many more. For those who are watching, subscribe, like, hit that notification button so that every time I'll do them live. I don't want to have something that I'll start editing. I just want it to come out raw the way it is. God bless you all and see you next time. Have a great week ahead. Thank you. Thank you, Maya.